I'm sorry, where are we? Let's see. This bit here. What a lovely dress, dear stepsister. Point to my line of script and I quickly read in my head before reciting it out loud. Oh, you look beautiful. What a lovely dress, dear stepsister. Thank you, Sendulon. I think so too. You needn't thank her. She's just sucking up to you anyway. That's enough. We don't have enough time to waste on dirty little girls. We must have our dresses ready before the ball. The twins are playing the parts of evil stepsisters and Sabuki stepmother. We're only reading the lines, but I put enthusiastic performance nonetheless. The twins are putting all in roles, but I'm especially surprised by Sabuki-san's impassioned delivery. She generally seems to resent me. Oh, how happy it would be to wear such a gorgeous dress. As I say my line, I glass around the room with my classmates who are practicing their own parts. Others are discussing the costumes or painting the backdrops on their stage. The performance is fast approaching. We're mostly doing the costumes, the props and the set dressing, curtains and all the mechanism of the show. The only thing we're missing is... Huh? Oh, I realise you're very busy with council duties, but it really doesn't seem like you're applying yourself. Ichigo shakes my shoulder for a second time, and look at the other girls who are gazing out into the world from an aquarium. You don't seem like yourself. Are you okay? I'm carrying unbearable frustration, like I'm just one step away from my goal, but still somehow out of reach. The reality that the players are out in the corner hasn't really sunk in. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just tired. Are you sure? I mean, you're not going to lie to that face, are you? Look at her. Her eyes are glistening. I falter beneath the uncertain glaze, with a gleam of suspicion in her eyes. She questions me. You're hiding something, I can tell. Everyone looks surprised and a little dismayed to see when I'm inviting the twins to my room that night. I know why, but... What are Ichigo and Ringo doing here? Oh, Shirahane-san. Are you... You're going to tell him, aren't you? I made a decision after hearing what the twins had to say. Well, it's your decision. I'm not going to fight it. Erika warns Sasaki that it's going to be difficult for him to hear this. I respond tensely. We're ready. Yes, we are. If Suoh-chan is struggling with something, then we want to help, no matter what it is. They both smile at me. Is that right, sis? Yeah, it sure is, Ringo. I mean... Oh god, that was a weird sensation. The twins in unison in both my ears at the same time. I know I'm hiding something. I know I can't possibly refuse to talk to the first friends I ever made. Right. You guys were friends of Shirahane first. This music. I was first. You were second. Everyone laughed at Rika, protested loudly she was actually the first. I was just twins that had taken my Amitié partner's role and poured tea for him. Ichigo-san, Ringo-san, I'm going to tell you about my search for Mayuri, which began back in the summer. And so I do. I'll tell them, as I did Erika and Takasaki, Me and Rika about everything happened in the spring, and everything's gone on since then. About all the hurdles I faced seeking a reason behind Mayuri's sudden disappearance, how I overcame each of them, and why I became a president of the Council of Nicaea. The keys, Shion Basquiat, and the torpor of Agape. My chance of meeting Mayuri, and then how we ended up facing off against Yatsuhiro Senpai and Kamikado Senpai. At first, I thought about leaving out parts out about upperclassmen. Faced with externist gazes as I listened intently to my story, I was hesitant to lie to them. Contrition towards the two of them, standing silently as mice, wells up with me. I wonder whether it's too soon to tell them about Yatsuhiro Senpai. However, as I stared at their bowed heads, I sure heard a low whisper from one of them. What? Yeah? What are you talking about? Sis, you're talking weirdly. I'm talking weirdly? That's good coming from you, and what the heck? So that's why you stood for election? What's all this about a Shion Basquiat? As a connoisseur of spooky stories, I'm most interested in this torpor of Agape. As the two of them start discussing what I've just told them, I found myself turning to look at Rika in amazement. Aren't you shocked about Yatsuhiro Senpai and Kamikado Senpai? Well, I am. Of course it's surprising, but... We glance at one another. I have no idea what emotion they're communicating, but... They must be shaken up about it. I'm sure I must be upset even without showing it. I know it's probably harder for me to say this than someone who just dumped all this on you, but... What is it? Oh, I know. I'll make something tasty for the two of you. Something tasty? I was just thinking we should do something, all three of us, to cheer you up, like an excursion. If that's what you want. Getting to hang out with Suoh-chan is one-on-one a super special treat. What should we do? Suoh-san said there's three of us. Are you sure? I didn't hear that. Hearing a cheerful banter reassures me slightly. Well, I cannot be upset about it. Erika pokes Rika in the ribs for an overly blunt question, and Rika hurriedly apologises. The twins look as awkward as him in ensuing silence, and then, scratching her cheeks, Ichigo speaks. Well, since you seem really concerned, I guess I should tell you that I personally am not really that bothered. I feel the same way. Really? Yatsuhiro Senpai and Kamikado really turned against us. Suoh-chan has explained the situation, but we don't think Yuzuriha Yatsushiro and Kamikado Senpai have actually turned against us. Huh? Have you heard the whole story? I think, like, they might be acting like they're broken and bad. They haven't really done anything terrible, have they? But a lump on my head says otherwise. Yes, but from the sounds of it, that was an accident. I mean, if they really want to stop you, don't you think we would have done a better job of it? What Ichigo-san says makes sense. If I really wanted to play dirty, there are plenty of ways I could have done so. Plus, I said I'd give you a head start, yes? To me that sounds like she hasn't changed at all. Surprised they came back to the academy, but I'm glad you might be able to get to see them again. Indeed, indeed. Although it seems like an overly optimistic assessment, but words give the rest of us hope. How wonderful it would be to know they aren't working against us. The two of them really had it in for us then. But also, for some duo, I don't want them as enemies. So I take it you two actually officially have partners in crime now? Like you even need to ask. What? I'm just astonished. It's such a rare and appreciated treat for you to acknowledge us as your partners. Erika-sensei? Said partners in crime. I'm strictly in a professional sense. Seeing Erika flush faintly warmly warms my heart. Watching everyone chat together feels sincere gladness I came to the academy. Okay, let's get back on topic. Anything that stands out to you about the keys Shirahane's picked up during her search? Stands out? I'm sure Shirahane's told you about her turbulent tailing of faith, but she also had another motive. We want different perspectives. You twins have a unique way of looking at the world. Is that a compliment? Indeed it is, this. Well, personally I don't want to see it for myself. See what, the burned down chapel? Yes, I myself am quite intrigued by it. Sounds like something straight out of a movie Motel Hell. Now you mention it, the rest of us haven't been able to see the chapel either. It's quite a way into a forest. Can't go to see the chapel right now, but is something else I'd like to see with my own two eyes. The letters left away with Shion Basket Girl, of course. It's difficult to understand the sum of a person's life. Some people tell it's measured by the ones left behind. Some believe it can be measured in faith. Some by love. Other folks say life has no meaning at all. I believe you measure yourself by the people who measure themselves by you. Certain of our silent specimens, I think those lines from a movie, The Bucket List. How heartwarming it is to have friends who care for me and measure themselves by me. Damp, cold air pools in a darkened specimen room. I don't feel the faintest shiver. So, anything stand out to you? I guess the twins have finished reading the letters. Ichigo turns Day's eyes to her while Ringo looks up thoughtfully. The letters are just as Suri-san said, but... What is it? I feel really sad. The rest of us feel the same way. We all looked over the letters again, too. We felt the same gloom reading them again for the first time. How about you, Ringo-san? She prefaces her observation by saying that she herself is generally the same opinion. Then... There's just one part that seems strange to me. We put letters down on the table and gather around her. Which part? In the letter left by Sayori-san. With that, she holds the specimen jar out to me, just bringing back a more emotion about letter oozing with pain and sadness. Makes my eyes prickle hotly. What she wrote here at the end. She indicates the lines. Of course, I should have faced up to her. I should have apologised and made things right. But because of my own willful stubbornness, my Amitié is gone, and I will never see her again. Rest in peace, my beloved Shion. The score closing lines speak of a deeply held regret. I slightly reread the lines and look up to Ringo-san. I wouldn't have thought anything of it if she had ended with a rest in peace line. But this tacked on the end. But it's a hasty scribbled words. If anyone should read this letter, I ask this of you. Take a flower from Shion Basket's grave. I had no right to lay him there. We noticed this part before, but never discussed it. Seems like a castigation. Suoh berating herself for her sins. Don't you think it's a little odd? Seems to me when she wrote this letter, she had already placed flowers on her grave, but was now looking back on her actions and berating herself because she didn't feel like she'd got the right to mourn. That's how I read it too. Really? I feel like if I'd regret how I acted, I wanted to move on that. I respect her decease. Yeah, I think I personally would too. I'd cover him in flowers and apologise loads and talk to him about happy things. You two have really matured. Ichigo pumps her chest out proudly. I get a feeling, as soon as I get her words tucked away and withdraw inside my brain, a vague silhouette lingering in my mind sharpens into focus. That shadow's always been just out of reach. Laying flowers on Shion Basket's grave and taking him away. Suoh wanted. What is it? I think I understand. What? Really? Thank you, Ichigo, Ringo. Talking has made things much clearer. Think you're about ready to bring an end to all this? Staring intently into Erika's eyes as I was trying to extract something from her face. When I close my eyes again, listening to the sound of the snow outside falling against the window. I think I better end the episode here, guys. Until then, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
白爪草で作った冠